Welcome back to the bench. Today we've got an unusual item. This is a 2-channel analog to digital converter for the Commodore 64 and 128. I picked this up quite cheap on eBay, but other than that I have no other information about this device. I've tried looking online, I tried looking up Kronas and Kronas AD converter, and I cannot find any information about this thing anywhere. No software, no even mention, no photos, absolutely nothing. It's as if this item just does not exist other than the unit I'm holding in my hand. It's very well constructed, nice metal case. It's already been opened. It's got two inputs via banana sockets, and then it plugs into the user port. And if I take the lid off, the banana plugs were soldered onto the actual PCB, so I had to desolder those to get the PCB out. So that's just the underside and the bottom of the case. Now if you look at the actual PCB itself, you'll notice that there's no solder mask on there, it's just bare copper. And looking at the actual board itself, this actually looks like some kind of prototype. I don't think somebody would have done a homebrew project this complex with such a nice case. I mean, this is all, the text is all screen printed, so that's been all professionally done. So I think this was some kind of prototype. It's using an ADC 0803 LCN is the main analog to digital converter, and then it's using a 74C374 chip, a couple of MC 14066s, so they're just 4066 chips, and then so a little op amp, which is a CA3260E, and this, which looks like a transistor, actually isn't. It's an LM336, which is a voltage reference. And then there's obviously there's a 10-turn resistor pot there, 1k ohm, which is probably for some kind of trimming, goes along with this one. And looking at the chips, the date codes, the oldest or the newest chip on here seems to be from the 41st week of 85. So that kind of dates this thing. I mean, it is very well made, but obviously looking at the actual traces, you can see maybe this was done in-house somewhere. It's not through-hole plated, where there are wires going to the opposite side of the board. They're actually, if you can just see it here, there is actually a pin going through from one side of the board to the other to connect the traces. So yeah, it's definitely not through hole. So that rules out that it was made in some kind of fab. And also you can tell by just the actual traces themselves, you can see that it's somewhere it's been over etched a little bit, or it's not cleanly etched, so ever so slightly. So if anybody knows anything about this strange little analog to digital converter, then drop me a comment. I'd be really interested if somebody recognizes this. Maybe somebody made this or knows which company made this, maybe as a prototype. According to the silk screen on the front, it has a voltage range of plus and minus 128 millivolts through to 12.8 volts. So that kind of rules out it being used for some kind of audio digital conversion. Usually you would have negative and positive, although it could be that it could just be using a DC offset, so still it could be used for some kind of maybe putting an audio analog signal and digitizing it. Can't really think what else this would be. I mean, yeah, you could say that this might be some kind of, doing voltage measurements, but why would you want to turn a Commodore 64 into a voltmeter, and one that has a limited range of only up to 12.8 volts? So yeah, it could be that it's for some kind of audio application. Maybe it's for maybe testing and doing some repairs on other Commodore 64s, to link up to the voltage rails to check and monitor the voltage rails, or some other kind of bespoke application. It's going to be interesting trying to write some software to try and get some data out of this. Obviously I can get the data sheet for the ADC, so that I can at least work out what pins are connected to which pins on the user port, and maybe send some commands to it and see what information I can get out of it. But obviously, if there is some software out there for this, it'd be nice to get a copy of that. So yeah, any thoughts? Greatly appreciated. If you like this video, then please hit that subscribe button for me, and if you like it and want to get notified, then you can always ring the bell, and that way you'll know when I post new updates. So thanks for watching, and catch you next time.